So there you go, I just picked up this package of bees. Now we're ready for the drive home. So I picked up the bees, as you saw in the back. I'm on my way back home. I was hoping to be able to have a quick chat with my bee supplier to talk about the process he goes through to prepare his nucleus. But with COVID and everything, and there were other clients there as well picking up nukes, the timing wasn't right. So hopefully we get to talk to him another time when I pick up a different, another nuke maybe next week. So a few tips when carrying bees. First of all, I like to crank the air conditioning. That little box there is gonna get pretty hot, so they're gonna get thirsty and they're gonna get hot. So trying to have the AC on to keep the environment a bit cooler is a good idea. Also, usually if I was alone, there'd probably be some Def Leppard blasting in this Jeep because I like my heavy metal and hard rock. However, this is a silent drive home. I don't want to expose the bees to any loud music, creating vibrations, you know. They're already going to be a bit stressed with this drive because, you know, this is a Jeep, so it's like driving a big brick. It's not the best suspension, so I'm trying to be careful and not shake them too much. So we're about 20 minutes from my place, and when I get home, I'm gonna suit up and we're gonna put these bees in their new home. So stay tuned. So we're finally home, so we're gonna open this. I noticed during transit that there are a few bees that have gotten out of the box, and it's always normal, you know, it's never very tight. So we can see a few of them there. So what we're gonna do is bring that box close to the beehive right now. All right, so this is where we are now. I've brought the nuke box next to the hive that it's gonna be in. What I have here is a box with 5 frames in it, because this has 5 frames in it of bees. So all we have to do is going to carefully transfer all the frames into the box. We have to keep them in the same order that they are. We have to be very careful when taking the frames out that we don't squish the queen. It's going to be somewhere in there. Then they're going to go in there. We'll put the cover, and then that's it. So I'm lucky enough because when you start beekeeping, you will have some frames. You know, like these frames already have some drawn comb on it, as well as some of them here have a lot of honey as well. So that will give them a good head start. So if you don't have any frames of honey or drawn comb, then all of these would be empty frames with a foundation on it, and then the bees will start to fill them up. So this is not essential to have drawn comb to start with, but it certainly will help them because they don't have to do all this work. Use the hive tool to cut it open. One other thing that's important when carrying this box is to always support it from the bottom, because on the sides there's going to be bees, and if you push it from each side, you might squish some, and you certainly do not want to squish your queen. So now we're going to have the first look at this nucleus, and look at that. So what you just bought in this nucleus is a small bee colonies. You know, it's actually 4 frames, not 5 frames. So I'm gonna have to add another one. Then you have your bees in there. The queen is in there as well somewhere. So you're buying a small colony that already has a queen, that's already laying, because your supplier will make sure that the queen is laying. And that's it. And then they'll be able to get going into the other box. So I'm gonna add another frame in there. in there. So what you have to do, you will put your honey frames on the edges, and then your empty drawn comb towards the middle, and then that will go there in the exact same order that there are in there right now. So here's what the first frame looks like. So we can see this is cap brood, which means that the queen is making new bees, and I can see some eggs in some of these cells as well. So it's all very good. I'm going to try to make sure I have a queen in there. I did not find it on this frame, so I'll be looking at the other ones. So this one is going to go in the box. So there you go. I have installed these 4 frames in it. There's still a few bees left, flying around, and I'm not too concerned. No, these, I'm just making sure my queen is not in there, and she's not. I'm happy. I've seen some eggs, I've seen some larvae and cap brood, so I have all 3 major phases of bees. The queen, I was pretty quick because it's getting late. I didn't want to stress them too much. I didn't see her, but I will have another look at another time. But the fact that I'm seeing eggs means that there's a queen in there. This is the inner cover on. For now, the notch is up so that the bees have to go in and then use this hole to get into the hive. It's just a bit easier for them to control the access and monitor it. I'm going to put the roof on that, and then we're gonna block the entrance here with a entrance reducer, so that it's easier for them again to monitor the ins and the outs of the colonies. As they get bigger, then they will get the entrance wide open, just like that. So there you have it. This is how I make my entrance reducers. It's about 2 inches, and all it does is it reduces the entrance. You can notice already some of the bees that were outside are actually going in through the top entrance already, and the reason is because the hive will emit pheromones, right? So they can actually smell that their queen is in there. So it doesn't take them very long to get acclimatized to a new box. That's it for today. It's getting late, and like I said, you can see bees going in. Very good. We'll check on them tomorrow if the weather permits. So we're now the following day of moving this nuke of bees to their new home. So today what I can see is good sign. So I see bees going in and out, and I see a lot of bees doing their orientation flight. And the orientation flight is something that they do to essentially get a snapshot of where the hive is located so that they can come back. So the way it works is that you'll see the bees coming out, and then they will fly into a spiral and climbing up. And I don't think I'll be able to catch some on the camera. But bees apparently rely on the physical landscape to get their way back. So as they fly out, they it's the same as if they would take photos, little Polaroid picture of the hive and the environment around it, and they really use landmarks to navigate and come back. So as they're all coming out now, they will notice a drastic change in their environment, and that will trigger them to do that reorientation flight. So far I like what I'm seeing. There's a bit of traffic in and out, which is a good sign. So it's now the end of the day, after the first day in their new box, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of activity there. I did not perform an inspection today like I thought I would do. I decided instead to wait and just let them be for the day. I will probably do an inspection tomorrow, but what I can see from some of the foragers that are coming back is that they are bringing in some pollen, which is a very good thing. which means that already they've located sources of pollen in the area here.